get these phone lines cracking because Baldy dropped some things here, and we're going to get to Baldy sound in just a second on what he said about the Niners' offseason needs, whether or not they should go after Tom Brady, because obviously with Brock Purdy out for at least 6 months, what do the Niners do at quarterback? And to me, everything's on the table. Get me a quarterback. If it's Trey Lance, if it's Jimmy, I don't give a damn who it is at this point. Can you get a quarterback to get you over the top? But first, you got to build the line up front. Got to get a center. Got to get a right tackle.
So even if you're the most optimistic Brock Purdy fan, let's have a realistic Brock Purdy conversation for just a second. Let's say you're the most optimistic. You think he's QB1. He's established himself.
I don't.
No.
All right, go ahead. Finish.
Let's operate like you do think that, okay? You know, it wasn't just 7 games. It's everything that you've seen. He's their guy moving forward. Even if you believe that, for next year, you have to grant me this. Him being ready for even all of the season or a portion of the season feels very optimistic.
Yes.
Okay? Very optimistic. Even if you love Brock Purdy, you can at least say, man, they need at least a stopgap. Like something. They're going to need something.
Yeah.
Right?
Who is that stopgap?
But that's what I'm saying.
Is it Trey Lance?
Because if you make a Tom Brady type of a move,
Trey Lance is out the window. He's out the picture.
He's in the background somewhere.
He may be third string, huh?
He's maybe Jordan Love.
Wow.
I mean, what? I think everything's on the table. I think Kirk Cousins, who you reference, is on the table. I think Aaron Rodgers is on the table. Who knows? Maybe Lamar's not on the table, but he's out there. You know, is it Derek Carr after he gets released? Is it Jimmy Garoppolo?
I heard you on the pregame show with Kyle Madsen this morning. Andy Dalton?
You think I want Andy Dalton?
I know you don't want Andy
but I'm
Dalton.
saying, like, okay, stopgap. Like, if you're the most optimistic Brock fan and you think he's the guy and they love him and everything, like, okay, Andy Dalton for 5 or 6 games. But as we learned this year, Bonte, and you pointed it out, with the one bye, you lose a couple games early.
You're not getting home field advantage.
And you saw how difficult that third game is in that championship game. Philly obviously they looked deeper and better. Let's start there.
Fresher.
They were way fresher.
Way fresher.
That
a Saturday night game against the Giants that was over at halftime. That game was over at halftime in the divisional round.
And I would
extra day of rest, no travel. And you look at the last 2 NFC Championship games. You go to L.A., by the time the Niners got to SoFi Stadium, they were cooked in that fourth quarter. If I'm
the 49ers and I'm part of their brass, even if I love Brock Purdy, which I do love Brock Purdy, I'm sitting here and I'm saying to myself, we have to operate like he will not be available for the majority of next season. We owe it to Trent and Kittle and Debo and Ayuk and Bosa and Fred and all these guys, because I don't know how big this window is. We've got to win a Super Bowl right now. And so to me, if that's the criteria you're operating under as that front office, it starts with Brady.
What about Trey? I'm wearing this Trey area hoodie. Shout out Warriors World Sheed. What about Trey? Trey's going to have a full training camp.
I mean, there's a lot of unknown
there. A full training camp.
So you're going to walk in like you did this year, and you showed, you had 1 week of slippage, and the entire fan base was ready to throw this guy out.
And in a monsoon. But I think most of the fan base, the rational fans, said Chicago week 1 wasn't his fault.
Well, I mean, there was also rumblings in the locker room that the team wanted to win.
Players so who
knows?
What about Trey? Anyway, let's go to the lines, man. Lines are lit up right now.
I think that's the Wizard of Oz. That's like the last option behind the curtain that is so unknown that I don't even think you can quantify that.
I don't.
That's a wild card to me. Right, that's not a known face on the card.
888-957-9570. Everybody's out on Trey. Everybody. And then yet I see rumors about trading him for a first or second round pick, which is asinine. You're not getting that for Trey Lance right now. His value is at an all-time low. It's like saying, hey, the Warriors are going to trade James Wiseman. They're going to get back multiple lottery picks. Really? Right now?
I mean,
think about the way you talk about or not you, but how people talk about Wiseman. And then on the flip side, I think they're going to get first-round picks for him.
You know, I'm rooting for Trey Lance. I want him to be great. I saw a kid that I thought was processing it, and I know he had some great days and some really bad days. I saw it. I was there. But I believe in the kid. But I'm looking at the circumstances of what we have right now, and I have to deal in reality. Right now, the reality is this is an aging roster that I don't think can afford to wait for his development.
Trey Lance struggled at training camp at times. Did he not, or did he go against the number 1 defense in the league?
There's no argument here. He did go against
Hurts was struggling against that defense.
I know, but Bonte, I think the majority of football fans are going to say, it's Tom Brady.
I watched Tom Brady look very sketchy in that Cowboys wild card game.
I don't
threw a pick in the red zone, bad reads. He's 46 years old.
He's almost 50.
To me, that ship has sailed. We'll get to the Baldy sound in just a second. Let's take some calls. Let's get out to the airwaves here. Deli Boy live at the airport. What's up, Deli Boy?
What's up, guys? Good to have you guys back. You know what? It doesn't really matter who's going to be our QB1 next year. I think the top two priorities going into this offseason right now is going to be strengthening up that O-line and re-signing Nick Bosa. I don't think it really matters who's going to be our QB1. I mean, I like to see Trey Lance get a shot. I think he didn't really get a fair shot going into the season. I think he deserves to get a look. I really liked how Purdy played by the end. I just don't know if he's going to be physically ready at the start of the season. And you guys are talking about Brady. And I mean, like, listen, we all love Brady, local kid. I mean, it'd be a great story for him to come back and lead us to a Lombardi, but he's 46 years old. And Bonte, you're right. He didn't really look very good and crisp against the Cowboys. So I really don't know. It's a terrible way for the season to end. I mean, let's just be real. It was a hell of a run.
It was a great year.
Run. I mean, it was a great run. I mean, you had our third-string Purdy coming in and leading us in here. And, I mean, who knows where we would be with Josh Johnson leading us if we didn't have someone named Brock Purdy.
Could you imagine? I don't think they win a game.
Ended.
And Pat, I don't even think.
Who knows?
I don't think they win a game with Josh Johnson. Deli boy, whatever.
Hold on. You know what? Let me just say this. I was going to give Josh Johnson a chance. I said, you know what? With this offense, who knows what can happen? And he had that little implant with Ayuk, and I said, okay, we got something. And then all of a sudden, he drops the ball, and I said, oh, that's it.
It was game.
That was game.
That's what B said.
It was just such. It was such and just a heartbreaking way to lose because I feel like we never really had a fair chance in that fight.
No doubt.
And I know that Philly would have won that game. They're an incredible team. You got to give them their flowers. Good team, but they're making it seem like this was some Herculean Rocky Balboa win. It's like, bro, we had no QB, and to say, oh, we put up 31 against the top team. Our defense was gassed.
They didn't put up 30. They had a short field.
Let me say this one thing. Hold on. Let me just say this. Everyone's going to be drilling Shanahan. Should he have thrown the flag? Should he have not? I'll just say this. We were still in the game, but that 7 points felt like 30.
It was massive.
I know that we were only one possession.
I agree.
It was 7 points right out to get. It felt like it was like, wow,
you said it.
Felt like 2 or 3 touchdowns in one.
Good call.
No doubt. Great call, Deli Boy. Great call. One of his best calls ever. And he's right. It felt like 30 because all of a sudden you're playing uphill.
100%.
What was the key to Brock Purdy the entire season? Get them a lead, let them play what they lead, and not play uphill, play downhill.
With that crowd going crazy.
You shut that crowd down for a second. All of a sudden they're like, damn, we didn't score.
That crowd was going crazy.
When it was 7-7, the crowd was starting to turn on Nick Sirianni. Come on, Nick. Come on, Sirianni, run the ball. Come on, Sirianni, what are you doing?
When CMC decked dude and started going to the house, the entire place got completely silent, and me and you were like hugging each other, jumping up and down, and Bunting goes, running backs matter! Running backs matter! It was great.
And then Josh Johnson fumbled in that second quarter.
Right in front of us.
Dude, Ash Shasky matched it and loved it.
Motion.
I sat down in my seat for the first time all game and just put my head down. Didn't even watch the completion of the play. Just put my head down saying, that's it. NFC title hopes, done. And I can't even blame Josh Johnson. Why was he even on this roster, though? There was nobody better available?
Who's out there? I'm asking. Here, let me ask you this question. I want you to be as real. This is a fun one. If Josh Johnson would have came in instead of Brock Purdy, how many games do you think they win down the stretch? Forget the playoffs. Just how many? Maybe one?
They don't win the division.
I 100%
They don't
agree.
win the division.
That's
not a knock out Josh Johnson.
No.
Just think about how old he is, how he's been around the league.
Do they win a game?
Come on.
Maybe one?
Arizona, maybe?
I mean, like, Kyle, come on.
Arizona?
Kyle, like, we're two psychos. You're a psycho for this stuff as well. Tell me, maybe one game? I'm asking sincerely. And I'm rooting for Josh. I like the guy. He's been everywhere. I mean, he has more stops on him than the 49 Van Ness.
My God.
I think they'd win. I think they'd win more than one because I think the stable of weapons in Kyle Shanahan is enough to get 2 or 3 wins. Their schedule wasn't a gauntlet down the stretch, but they don't win the Raider game.
Poor Josh Johnson.
B, am I tripping? That guy, I
If
swear.
anybody's rode the 49 Van Ness, that thing stops at every block. Sometimes twice on the same block.
Am I wrong? No. It's the slowest bus ride in America. I don't care what anyone says.
It's got nothing on a 14 mission?
I swear to God.
Now that we're here, because I'm so about to hurt, man.
You didn't see that coming, did you?
No, I didn't, because we looked through his history yesterday.
Oh, my God. So, he was a Niner 4 times.
So his career started in Tampa Bay as a 5th-round pick.
He's the Terry Mulholland of quarterbacks.
Niners practice squad, 2012. Sacramento Mountain Lions in that league that have 4 teams. Then he played for the Cleveland Browns, the Cincinnati Bengals, the Niners, the Bengals again, the Jets, the Colts, the Bills, the Ravens, the Giants, the Texans, the Raiders, the Redskins, the San Diego Fleet in the AAF, the San Diego Fleet, then the Lions, then the Los Angeles Wildcats in God knows what league, then the Niners, the Jets, the Ravens, the Broncos, and the Niners again. Damn.
Do you think he has a man cave with all the jerseys?
Oh, my God.
Oh, for sure.
Looking like the old ESPN. What was the name of that bar that Jay-Z had?
Oh, the 40-40 Club.
The 40-40 Club, where it's all 40 of those jerseys.
Oh, my God. Oh, that's too funny.
There's got to be, right?
I hope they're somewhere in Josh Johnson's house, because this guy's got jersey swaps with everybody, right?
Oh, jersey swaps with everybody.
So he was teammates with the Sacramento Mountain Lions with John David Washington, Denzel's kid.
No way.
Who's now in movies.
Yes, he was.
No way.
I hope he has a John David Washington autograph jersey somewhere.
Oh, my God. I think Dennis Green coached that team.
He sure did.
Oh, my God.
Denny Green.
Green coached that
team. We thought they were.
Rest in peace, Denny Green. Well, that's unbelievable. And he's probably got 4 different Niner jerseys with 4 different numbers on it.
Can we I felt so bad for him being in that position.
And then he got rocked.
And then for like when he got hit, I said to B, I swear to God, he folded, he got up, and I don't know if it was someone tried to help him up, but I said, B, I think he's dead. I'm not even trying to I know the Hamlin thing. He looked like he was done. I felt so bad. I said he's completely knocked out.
He walked off the field right in front of us, and he was lost.
He couldn't even walk.
He couldn't even look. He didn't know where he was at.
So bad for him.
All right.
So bad for him.
Real quick, we're going to go back out to the lines. I want people to react to the sound here. People react to the sound. Brian Baldinger doesn't think the Niners should maybe go after Tom Brady.
Well, when there was just 8 teams standing going into the divisional round, the oldest quarterback of the 8 teams was Dak Prescott at 29. It's a young man's game. And I'm not here to knock Aaron Rodgers or Tom Brady. If they want to keep playing. But I just don't want to build my team with a 40 or a 46-year-old quarterback. I just don't. I don't care if it's a 1-year rental. I want to sustain excellence. They got Joe Montana, at Notre Dame in 79. They got Steve Young. They built it the right way with those teams, with a young quarterback. Whether it's Trey Lance or whether it's Brock Purdy or it's somebody else. Give me a younger quarterback that I know I'm going to have him for the next 5 years.
Baldy just said that. No on Brady. David and Brentwood, what do you think? You going no on Brady, or do you want Tom Brady? Do you agree with Brian Baldinger? David, you're on the roast. David.
I'm Brady fan, honestly.
Yeah.
But he's too old, okay? Let's be honest. I hate to say this because, Jimmy G reminds me of Michael Myers. You shoot him, stab him, run him over, and he just keeps coming back. But as a villain, the movie needs to be a good movie. The Niners right now need a guy that can go in as a starter, that knows the game, the playbook, and that is willing to be a backup once Purdy comes back and he shows that he's good to go. Based on how much it would cost them and what's out there, I hate to say it, but I think we're probably going to have to go back to Jimmy G all over again.
Oh, boy.
Like I said, Brady's just too old. Aaron Rodgers, the guy, I hate his attitude. He always has that mug on his face like somebody stole his lunch. The guy would be a cancer on this team. They don't need a guy like that. Brady, like I said, I'm lifetime fan, but he's just too old.
Wow. So, Jimmy, I don't think you're alone on the Jimmy G thing.
Jimmy might be back. Jimmy might be back. Could you imagine that?
Bro, if you're ranking the quarterbacks that are available with the 49ers...
I would rather have him than Andy Dalton.
Let's go to the realistic realm, though.
Right.
Not who do you want, who should... It is like Brady 1A, Garoppolo 1B, and maybe flip them.
Wow.
Right?
Think about that.
Okay.
Think about that.
Who is taking Jimmy over Brady, even at this age? I'm asking sincerely. Come on, you guys. Tom Brady, you know you thought the same thing that I thought when going into the playoffs. Watch out. He could beat anybody because it's Brady. Now, you put him with this roster? Come on, man. You don't think he's looking at CMC going, oh, my God, I have a 50 times better than James White type of a player to dump off to? And I could use him as Wes Welker or Edelman?
I mean,
I got Debo, and I got Kittle, and I got Ayuk.
But it's going to cost. It's going to cost you some money. It's going to cost you some money, Tyler Croft. Yeah, it's going to cost you some money. Jimmy's going to come a little cheaper. Unless Don Yee sticks it to the Niners. But, by the way, Don Yee is both. He's Tom Brady and Jimmy Garoppolo's agent. So now you still got to deal with Don Yee. You ready to do that, Chasky, when it comes to Brady? Don Yee? Well, you want him back in your life?
It's Jimmy or Tom. Don Yee's here. Don Yee's here. I'm operating. Don Yee will be a part of the Niners forever.
Let's go to Waterman and Corner Mandera. He might. I don't know. Waterman, what's happening? You're on the roast.
What's up, fellas? You know, I got to be honest with you. I think I'm sicker today than I was after the game. And the reason being is, you know, I know we got robbed as far as what could have been. And look, if the Niners get beat with Purdy healthy, that's a different.
Totally agree.
And now I end the game, and I'm going, okay, well, at least we got next year. I'm not even thinking severity of injury with Purdy. We got next year. Purdy's going to have an off season. He's probably going to be QB1
for sure.
Yeah, him and Trey will compete. And now I get the news last night, and I'm serious. I'm sicker today than I was on Sunday night.
I'm with you
because now I got nothing to look forward to. And then here's the other problem. Now we're doing exactly what I didn't want us to do. We're talking about quarterback.
Again, and you know, hey, Waterman, it's such a great point because Sunday night I already had a headache from all the memes and all the tweets about the quarterback spot. And I said, I'm not ready to go through this again. And then the Brock Purdy news breaks yesterday with the torn UCL. It's going to be out for at least 6 months. And I'm thinking, here we go again.
This is a devastating
Every
injury.
single offseason since 2019, we've discussed the quarterback position in San Francisco. It's 2023. We're going through this again, and it's the same characters. It's Brady. It's Rodgers. And don't believe, you bet not forget about Kirk Cousins. You bet not forget about Kirk Cousins. That is an option as well.
I know.
That will be an option for the 49ers. Kirk Cousins is back in my life. Jimmy's back in my life. It's the same damn thing. And you know what I said yesterday when the Warriors were playing? They were up 20. I said, thank God Steph Curry's back in my life. I'm not even going to go down the rabbit hole, but it's still lingering this offseason.
Can Steph Curry play quarterback?
Oh, my God.
Well,
it looks like he can in pregame warm-ups.
Yeah, you know he can. Here's the other thing. Like the Brock Purdy injury, it hurts so much. And everyone, 6 months, that puts him for August, the first week. Guys, come on. We all have to. They are going to slow play this. This is his right arm, his elbow. Now, I hope he can recover like Adrian Peterson and be better than ever, like some of these Tommy John pitchers and stuff like that. Throw harder, blah, 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 blah. That being said, they have to slow play this. This is this young man. He's 23.
And he already doesn't have a strong arm.
And he's smaller, all those things. I agree. You have to slow play this. The game is so violent. Like
I feel so bad for Purdy.
I feel awful for him. And that's why I am not, like, as far as I'm concerned, like, if he is on the PUP list to start, that's not the worst thing in the world. Like, if you're really worried about him being QB1 for 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years, right? Let's just say. Like, what's him missing 6, 7, 8 weeks at the beginning of the year?
He's missing
or even missing the whole year. Now, I pray it's not that, but, like, to rush him back, you could ruin him.
He doesn't have a strong arm. He doesn't throw outside the numbers.
This injury
and he
is
has Tommy,
devastating.
and he's got a torn UCL.
It's a devastating injury.
So why not Trey Lance? Why is everybody so damn down on Trey Lance?
It hasn't looked good, and it's been a small.
How has he not looked good?
Because Bonte, he lost the game week 1, and everybody is fixated on that.
Did he lose the game?
And they're fixated on him being hurt. He's still in a walking
Because
boot.
everybody after week 1 was saying the monsoon, you can't blame Trey. It's a monsoon. It rained, blah, 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 blah. A lot of people said that.
Bonte, I'm operating as...
They made 2 trips to the red zone against Seattle.
How about this? I'll make a promise to you. I agree. He's in the mix. He is at best your number 2 right now. Wow. Until he can prove it.
Wow.
Can we operate that way?
I mean...
look, I like the guy. I want him to be... I want the kid to succeed. He is your number 2 right now, no matter who the option at number 1 is, until he proves himself.
Unless they don't sign anybody. Then he's your number 1.
Who knows, man?
Let's go take one. Squeeze in one call. No, let's break. Do we have time for one more call? One more call. All right, let's take one more call. 2 cents in San Francisco. 2
Give it
cents.
to me,
What's
2
happening?
cents.
You're on the roast.
Yo, thanks for taking my call. I think Baldinger was right. You can't build a franchise on a 46-year-old quarterback, but he can come in and be a stopgap until your 2 injured young guys come off the list. And he said, go out and get a young quarterback to build on. Who are we going to get? You just said there's maybe 10 teams who's got a guy they like.
Exactly.
I'd like to know, who do you think we can get, and why wouldn't Brady work? It seems like it'd be a perfect fit.
Yeah,
For
to
1
me,
year?
it's a great rental.
Yeah, it's possible.
And
it's possible.
Unlike all those other teams of years past, you want to grow with the quarterback. This team's grown. We're talking about one position.